In Riesa at the start of September, a finalist in Mulheim as well, and once more back on the big stage and back in the business end of things. Mensur Suljovic, after that astonishing fight back against Daryl Gurney, trailed 4-1, but then just discovered something, had to go to the well once again, dug deep, and he dug out 5 successive legs to win 6-4, and he is a very real contender here. Has to be the strong favourite for me, given what he's achieved so far. But Alan Norris, well, he might just start beginning to believe. Paul Nicholson alongside me for this one.
I have to go with what you've just said there, Rob. I think Suljovic has got to be favourite. As the guys have a bit of a laugh about something on stage. There's going to be pressure. There's going to be tension in a semi-final here at the German Darts Championship, but smiles aplenty already. A lot of people at home and people in the crowd will be wanting to see Klaassen versus Suljovic, a repeat of what is probably one of the best games on the entire European Tour all season, when they battled each other in an 11-leg thriller in
First leg is Alan to throw first. Game on.
But we're going to have to wait, and we're going to have to see if Alan Norris can scupper those plans.
Alan Norris, having seen off Scott Taylor, Ian White
100.
and Steve West to reach his first European Tour semi-final. He's dropped 7 legs en route. Ian White was 6-4 earlier today, and he had to work hard in that one as well, although he dug out 5
140.
Interestingly, his checkout stats absolutely identical for his third-round match in his quarter-final against Steve West. 54.55% in both.
140.
Talk about consistency.
That's about as consistent as it gets, really, to the letter. But Suljovic's path to the stage of the tournament, he likes to take out people who have got the first initial D, that's for sure.
Yeah, Darren, David and Daryl all falling by the wayside. Just 3 180s for Mensur, but we don't expect an abundance of 180s from him. Not one yesterday against Darren Johnson in that 6-1 win, when he averaged 106.22. The average is not so high today, but I don't think he'll care one jot about that. And remember, Mensur is struggling with a minor back injury as well.
92.
Always fear the wounded man. We'll get into that in a second. Alan Norris at 161, looking for the 57 first for the 54 and Bull. But we have seen
97.
170 finishes this weekend.
170.
Will it be a third? No, it won't. So, going to try and set it up. Put some pressure on this 64.
140.
Oh, we haven't seen any double 14s from Suljovic this weekend. We might say a double 15 if and only if Chuck doesn't hit tops. But he does.
Shot on the first leg, Alan Norris.
I think there's going to be some aggression in this match.
First. Game on.
There'll be a few of Mensur's trademark headbutts. He was absolutely animated to the nth degree in that match against Daryl Gurney.
99.
Courtside, shall we say, for that one, and match against Daryl Gurney. Gurney's manager was sat at the same table. He was punching the table with ferocity.
57.
Mensur's team from Bulls were there as well. And at 4-1 down, they really did fear the worst, but Mensur being Mensur, he just, as I say, went back to the coalface and just worked ever so hard to get himself back into contention, and you could just see the confidence ebbing away from Daryl Gurney, and you have to question whether that match against Van Gerwen just took something out of him.
Maybe, but it takes a special player to take 5 legs in a row off Daryl Gurney right now, especially when they're 3 legs behind. We've had a big day in sport. Andy Murray has won in Shanghai. Alex Noren's won at the Grove, the British Masters Golf. Who is going to lift this title?
85.
Well, it's either going to be Alan Norris, Mensur Suljovic, or Jelle Klaassen. Jelle Klaassen back in the practice room, just having a bit of a breather now. These 2 players, or the winner of the semi-final, will also be entitled to a break as well.
57.
So the action, the final itself, I think will resume at about, well, maybe just after 10 o'clock or so, depending on how long this particular semi-final lasts. Maybe
95.
15, 10:30.
Mensur require 105.
And at the conclusion of the final, we will have the draw for the European Championship. So stay tuned to your smartphones, tablets and laptops for that draw.
53.
Yeah, that will
Alan,
be
you
conducted
acquire
here
170.
in Hildesheim. Upstairs later on.
Another crack at a 170 coming up. Another chance scuppered.
57. Men's you require 52.
There's a few loose darts so far, but it's pretty typical of a very tense game like this. Double 16, which was very kind to Suljovic in the last game.
Mensah Suljovic.
Definitely got his eye on
Third
two
leg is Alan to
16s.
throw first. Game on.
My advice to Mensah is keep leaving that one, because under pressure you are hitting it, sir.
Well, Mensah has had a really good late summer
180.
autumn so far as Norris rattles in the 180. That clock keeps on ticking over the 180 tally. Yellow Klassen might well fancy his chances of adding to it as well in the final itself. And so will Suljovic. Two players on the 9-darter here.
And what was that ultimate record again for a European
60.
Tour event? I know we've
surpassed the 207 yet.
We've done the 48-player record. Now they're hunting down the 64-player record from a few years back.
Suljovic also making the final of the Players' Championship
60.
event in Barnsley and the semi-final of one in Ireland as well. So both in the UK and Ireland and in Europe as well. He has been very, very productive. As Norris, well, he's having a very productive third leg here on his throat. 9 darts, he's down to 81. Potential 11-dart leg here for Alan.
Well, this is a very Norris-like leg, because this is what he does when he plays well. He's such a heavy scorer.
Yeah,
double 12.
Might be a 12-dart leg. He won't care one jot about
57. Mensah acquire 161.
Well, Mensah got a 1-4-1 to finish the match against Gurney and celebrated that. How about a 1-6-1, but not to be.
Yeah, he went for the 2017's route, but
137.
well, that's nicely set
Alan, you
up
acquire 24.
for double 12 in case Alan Norris can't take out double 12, which he can't. Has to go to double 6 instead, and he's wide of the mark on that first dart. And he's come inside with the second, and Suljovic has a chance for a break here.
Suljovic doesn't need asking twice. This is going to be hit.
Game shot on the third leg. Mensah.
I've watched a lot of games with Suljovic over the last couple of
Mensah to
months.
throw first. Game on.
He actually apologised to Alan Norris. That was a little bit patronising, I think. He's left a double after 12 darts. He's hit it. Alan Norris has not, and he apologises for taking out a 13-dart leg.
And still no attempts this weekend at double 14 for Mensah Suljovic. He is 0 from 0 on double 14.
100.
We've made the point before that he has this charge levelled at him that he's a double 14 specialist, which he is. But he's just showing us that he can work his way around the board elsewhere as well.
59.
I'll tell you one thing about Suljovic as well. He's not one to change his flights very often. He's played 2 games over this weekend.
85.
Doesn't look like he's changed them at all. Those flights are butchered. Maybe he's quite superstitious. He doesn't want to change them unless he absolutely has to.
Yeah.
Look at the top of them.
Yeah.
Look like they've been in a gerbil's cage.
Or chewed by one of Gary Anderson's dogs.
Well, we know that Phil Taylor likes to bite the end of his flights when he's nervous. Looks like Phil's been gnawing at the top of them.
125.
Well, that final dart there from Alan Norris might come back to haunt him. Could have got himself down to a very, well, a finish of any degree of ease or capability.
As you can see with Alan, he's got
140.
flight protectors in his.
Require
So when his
161.
actually get damaged, those protectors actually keep it nice and true. Well, I suspect
45.
Alan Norris
Alan,
can't
you require
afford
51.
to miss this. If he does, 116 looks very inviting. But he
Game
doesn't
shot on the
miss.
fourth leg. Alan Norris. Fifth leg is Alan to throw first.
It's a break back.
Game on.
It's definitely a bounce on the step of Chuck. When he's playing well and when he's confident, get out of his way.
Both players
43.
after 4 legs with Very, very similar averages. Not much separating them on that particular front. Just the 3 180s so far in this match as well. 2 for Norris. Yellow Klassen with 15 this weekend.
60.
Yeah, Alan Norris, who lives in Scotland, in a beautiful little place called Bo'ness. I've done a couple of exhibitions up there myself. Wonderful people.
140.
Home of one of the strangest throws on the exhibition circuit, where it feels like you're throwing uphill. You've actually got sore thighs by the time you're finished, because it feels like you're walking up a slope.
108.
2 apiece on the 180s in this match, in this semi-final. Suljovic pulling it off on the Norris throw.
92.
Well, this one is on a knife edge. We both said at the beginning of the match and before we started talking about it that it was pretty close, but we just edged it for Suljovic. But I tell you what, Norris has brought a good game so far. He's found his first dart.
And we've seen it before in Europe on the European tour, whereby we've had 4 very close quarterfinals, followed by 2 very one-sided semi-finals. Anything but so far. 6-4 the first between Chizzy and Klassen. 2 apiece here. No sign of either player running away with this
86.
one yet.
Well, Chuck might be running for joy if he hits this double 7.
79. Mencia require 40.
Animated is the word. Absolutely livid with himself that he was nowhere near the double 7 because Suljovic is going to hit tops. Maybe not. 2 10s. Hasn't scared it yet.
30.
And what do you know? Norris has got a chance.
Alan, you require 7.
Well, he'll only get 2 darts at a double here because he left himself that 7. Double 2. In the madhouse, Alan Norris.
5 score.
That's always the danger
require 10.
when you have a very minuscule target to go for from the outset, as Suljovic might well find here. Double 5 he wants for a 3rd successive break of throw in this second semi-final. That nudged the wire, and that one cuts inside.
Mencia Suljovic. 6 leg, it's Mencia to throw first. Game on.
There are times when I wish I could lip read in German. I would love to have known what Mencia said right there. It was a very good guide. It was a very good second dart. He's 3-2 up. And he's just G'ing himself up, I feel.
58.
He's in that kind of gritty quality game with Chuck here, where he's going to need that grit and determination all the way to the end, because Chuck is not going to give up.
140.
The Bulls team were telling me as well, actually, that when he's particularly animated like that, he has a tendency to say something in Serbian instead, in case there's an expletive that is understood by the German-speaking officials, which might be picked up on, so he might well opt for the lesser recognised language, if you like. Born in Tutin in Serbia.
That's given me an idea.
100.
I'm going to go and learn a few motivational expletives in a language that nobody knows.
Yeah, that's the trick. It's commonplace in tennis, for example, as well. Boris Becker used to swear in Romanian.
100.
He's almost fluent. Suljovic, though, with another break, leads 3-2. Can he consolidate?
91.
Whichever language you're speaking, by the way, this is a terrific semi-final. It's been a terrific tournament, full stop.
Darts is a universal language these days. Doesn't matter whether you play soft tip, steel tip,
100.
any kind of tip.
170.
Darts is universal. Darts is great. Ultimately, darts always wins. But in this match,
80.
these guys are searching
Mencia
for
require 143.
different goals to be hit. Norris is not in the Grand Slam right now. Can still make it only if he beats Suljovic and Klassen. 63 left for Mencia. Treble 17 or treble 13.
93.
That squares it up nicely.
90.
Yeah.
Game shot on the 6th leg.
But it's not good enough.
7 leg is Alan to throw first.
3-3, and as you were,
Game on.
there's a lot of screaming coming from that stage.
4 successive breaks of throw. Neither player unable to take charge once they get themselves into a good position. But credit to both players for fighting back and just
140.
hanging in there.
Well, Jelle Klassen's back in the practice room. He is begging these guys to have a 6-5.
Yeah, just
Knock
drain
daylights
away.
out of each other. Just drain
96.
yourselves, guys. Give me an extra furlong for this final. I remember when Menser
60.
actually won his title in Ricey, beat James Wilson in the semi-final, and he had plenty of room to work with there. James Wilson had run his race
59.
and he had plenty of energy for the final, and he needed it, and he got a bit of luck with Kim Huybrechts missing a few doubles as well. But you just get the feeling Chuck is full of beans.
180.
Certainly looks that way. But in keeping with the manner of this match, Mensur might well
140.
respond in
Alan
kind, but it's just a ton 40,
121.
and he's still not down to a finish on the Norris throw. Norris on 121, make that 101, treble 17 for Bull, but it won't go.
57.
Still looks good for Chuck. Unless Suljovic, he's thinking 174. As soon as you see the numbers, 206, you think, what's going to leave a double?
140.
That's
Alan
not bad.
64.
Tops. 4-3 to Chuck if he hits it. It is.
On the 7th leg.
He's ramping up that
Alan
celebration now.
8 leg is Mensur to throw first.
Suljovic
Game on.
is being challenged, and he's got to determine himself into what he did against Gurney in the last match.
130.
Yep, he's got to win 3 of the next potential 5 legs. Sorry, 4 legs, I should say.
I think Chuck is just playing himself into form.
95.
Over the last 6 weeks, he's played some pretty sketchy stuff. He has admitted that to my face. But this weekend, he has just dug deep. He's found something. Sometimes all you need is just to play more matches. And what better place to play more matches on the European stage? He is definitely playing better.
140.
Norris giving himself a motivational pep talk at each visit now, it seems. In between darts.
140.
Yeah,
see the
Suljovic needed a big score there.
You can see the perspiration from Suljovic now. It's dripping on both sides of his face, but Chuck looks comfortable.
59. Mensur require
Which is unusual
131.
for a guy who lives in Scotland in such a hot stage.
.54 remaining,
91.
so that sets it up nicely indeed for the next visit, which will be on its way.
3 of those would be nice. Ooh.
81. Mensur
Yeah,
require
171 would
40.
have left. A lovely looking double. And a lovely looking double, it's what Suljovic has. Can he take this out?
Well, he needs to hold a throw. I mean, he's not had one for a long, long time.
Game shot
But
in the
he's
8th
got one
leg.
now.
Mensur Suljovic. 9th leg is Allen to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, he held earlier on for a 1-all scoreline. But since then, the legs he'd won were on the Norris throw, so it's a much-needed hold for Mensur Suljovic.
100.
And it's now a best-of-3 encounter, this one.
Out of the 3 games that Chuck has played so far, only one person has taken 4 legs off him, that was Ian White. But in that match, Alan Norris had a lot of legs on the bounce
100.
to get over the line. All he needs now is 2. I think that motivational speech after every throw has just gone up to
60.
after every dart.
Crowd are just catching their breath while they can.
134.
Because this is just coming up to simmering point now.
Well, it's unquestionable that they want the German-speaking guy to win. Very much at home in this country.
58.
Mensur Suljovic. 3 different nationalities represented out of these last 3 competitors.
Yep, that's the cosmopolitan makeup of the European Tour.
100.
Remember the days when it was simply Wales, Scotland, England. And they had the odd American, the odd Aussie.
95.
Nowadays,
Men's you require 167.
everybody is just from different parts of the world.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
PDC reaching across borders and breaking them down. Suljovic looking to break down Norris
97.
here. And he's looking pretty good value to do that.
How much pressure is he going to be under?
92.
That's a good visit.
Men's
A
you
bit,
require
yeah,
70.
that's the answer. Well, he's potentially 2 darts away here, Alan Norris, if he gets the chance. But Suljovic is on 70. Which way is he going to go here? He's hit the treble 9.
Went for treble 14 for double 14. 27 scored. Leaves 43.
So 15 double 14 instead.
Well, he wanted to leave double 14. He's looking in that corner, you know. For the first time all weekend, he's left double 14. And he's hit it!
Shot on the ninth leg. Mensah.
It was naught from naught. Now it's 1 from 1.
Like it's Mensah to throw first.
100% on double 14. And most importantly, he's 5-4 up. And he's throwing
Game on.
to face Jelle Klassen in the final here in Hildesheim.
Where was my friend when I needed you the most? Well, there's your answer. Double 14 was waiting there all weekend for Mensah Suljovic, and when Mensah turned to his long-lost friend, it was there with open arms for him.
100.
Absolutely brilliant. I'm glad we made the point about the double 14 prior to that happening.
60.
I agree, Rob. And I think most importantly for that shot, he's already got in his head that he wants to have a go at double 14. So he's hit the treble 9, which I think was a good miss, because it still gives him the opportunity to go for it if he hits the single 15. He did that.
100.
One shot, one hit, one leg in front.
It was 6-4 against Pallet, it was 6-4 against Gurney, and it could well be 6-4 again here. That's pitched awkwardly, that's covering a lot, so he's moving down to 19. That's good cover shooting by Alan Norris. 304 plays 301, but Suljovic with the advantage of throwing first. He needs still to make the most of this particular visit, and he's going the right way about it as well.
I just feel like he's knocked the stuffing out of Alan Norris with that double 14. It's taken a little bit of his mojo away.
Well, it's astonishing. He's had 3 breaks to throw, Mensah Suljovic, but he only leads 5-4, but it might well be enough.
100. Men's you require 161.
6 darts from 161. Sounds easy, especially when you are a highly ranked player like Suljovic.
126 remaining.
95.
66 remaining. Is it the route to glory? Route 66 for Mensah Suljovic, and a route into the final of the German Darts Championship here in Hildesheim.
128.
Well, it might well be, but he's under a fair degree of pressure with Norris waiting in the wings on 76. This is your moment, Mensah Suljovic. Champion in Riesa at the start of September, a finalist in Mulheim. He's on the brink once again here. Little wonder he is taking his time. Over to you, Mensah. He's hit the 11. So that's left 55. As Norris has a mini shower at the back of the stage. Will it be 15 for tops? Yes, it will. Only 1 dart at it, though, for Mensah. Big, big moments.
46.
And the dying swan
Alan, you require 76.
of that 3rd dart presents an opportunity for Alan Norris.
To stay in the semi-final. 1 dart at double 4. 68 scored. Hit it quickly, Alan. You don't want that to fall out, because if it does, you won't win the leg. But you do win the leg. 10 leg.
Alan Norris.
Alan Norris. It's still in the board,
It's the 11th
and it's
and
been
final
called by the
leg. It'll be
referee.
Alan to throw first.
We are going to sudden death, and Jelle Klassen is loving this.
A 76
Game
checkout. Norris was on the brink there. A missed match dart for Mensah Suljovic.
Well, Suljovic tried to take away the mojo of Chuck. Chuck wrestled it back, but it was the visit before that one that gave him the opportunity. He utilised treble 18s, gave himself a chance, and boy did he take it. We're down to the wire.
100.
And tongues become good. I know I say it all the time, but they really do feel great when you've got one treble, one big treble.
55.
Just wonder as well about that errant dart where he hit the 11 that left him 55. Had he hit treble 14, he would have had 2 darts for the match. As it was, he only had 1, and it wasn't enough. But that's all water under the bridge now for Mensur. He can't afford to dwell on that any longer.
Well, Suljovic has experience of getting through this stage. Not once, but twice. Last month. Norris has not made a European final before.
140.
That's classy.
This is absolutely gripping stuff. Mensur Suljovic needs a treble, otherwise he could be
60.
in a big, big spot of bother.
He is now, because Norris has got the darts back. And he's got the darts in his hand. He could fill this up. Is he going to fill it up?
140.
Very, very nearly.
And he too was almost left with 66, just as was Suljovic in the previous leg.
You could hear a blob of vinegar drop on a chip.
100. Alan
Again, I'm quoting the great Sid
106.
Waddell. Brilliant order from this crowd.
106.46 remaining for Alan Norris. Tops he wants for the match.
66.
It was a flyer. And look at this. Mensur
141.
Suljovic is on a big finish, but it's the 9-dart finish. 141.
Well, he took it against Daryl Gurney to finish that match off.
130.
He's got 130 of them. He's left 11, but now he needs Alan Norris to miss tops. He's got 3 darts in his hand. If he can hit double top or double 10 or double 5, he will go to the final to play Jelle Klassen. And he goes to the final. The biggest role for one of the biggest players on the circuit. Alan Norris, Chuck as it's called, is going to the final.
A first European Tour final for Alan Norris. Huge, huge congratulations to him. What an unbelievable performance. Seeing off Mensur Suljovic, who looked to be in a very, very good position. A missed match dart for Mensur. Norris capitalises. And your final lineup will be Alan Norris against Jelle Klassen. Not many people saw that one coming, but stay tuned for the final. That's coming up in around about 15 minutes time here from Hildesheim. Elmar Pulka will grab a very, very quick word with Alan Norris, who will then be entitled to a bit of a breather, and boy oh boy will he need it. Terrific, terrific drama. Stay with us here at the German Darts Championship in the PDC.
Umkämpfter Sieg für Alan Norris, und er spielt damit sein allererstes European Tour Finale in seiner Karriere. Und damit heißt das Finale also Jelle Klassen gegen Alan Norris. Die beiden spielen zum 5. Mal gegeneinander. Bislang hat Jelle Klassen alle 4 Duelle für sich entscheiden können. Mal sehen, was da später kommt. Das Finale gibt es so in rund 15 Minuten. Applaus für Alan Chuck Norris.